Hello to all my beautiful nerds, and welcome back from traveling the vast universe. And I am back from Ranger Stop and so many other things that took place up to now. I am glad to be back because I'm finally starting to introduce you to some of the holiday sets that I purchased. Like most places like Hobby Lobby, which we have here in town, a lot of them have been releasing their Christmas items pretty early, and that includes makeup companies, which they started releasing last month. And some of them include Too Faced, Tarte, even the one that I'm going to be introducing now, which is Smashbox. And the set that I'm talking about today is known as the Cosmic Celebration 3 palette set. This is, like many years, a lot of brands do come up with different themes, and this year Smashbox has come up with a more spacey themed, and they call it Cosmic Celebration. And I only picked up the 3 palette set because Emily Noel talked about it, and then Smashbox sent me an email about the collection. I'm like, you know what, let me see if it's available on Ulta, and guess what, it was available there. So I picked it up last month in October because, you know, they get released spread wide, and I was glad to pick this one up. I feel like Smashbox is kind of a bit of an unrated prestige brand because a lot of people have been going for more of Urban Decay. I love Urban Decay myself. Too Faced, Tarte, all those other brands, but Smashbox doesn't get enough lovin', so I decided to give them a little bit of love. I do have the full exposure palette still. I feel like I haven't been giving it much love either. I do have 2 of the cover shot palettes, which to me they're pretty good for what you get, which of course this set features like a like 2 of the cover shot palettes. Let me bring it up. Like 2 of the cover shot palettes, one in Nova, the one in Minimalist, and the other one, and the last one is a face palette, which has a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer, but they go highlight, bronzer, blush, which that sounds like my kind of idea of layouts. Gotta realize this, I'm not sponsored by Smashbox, by the way. I bought this with my own money that I get paid with, so please don't think I am kissing their butts, but I do enjoy their products as a consumer myself, and understandable that there's a lot of releases out there and it does get a little tiring, and some people are becoming more fatigued over time. I don't always go buy all the releases, I only buy what I like. So I basically got this set because I love space themes, okay? I love space. It's one of my favorite subjects in school because you have a lot of things going on. And let's see, let's take a look at the palettes. Oh, here's the face palette. Yeah, as you can see, you have your, no wait, is it? Yeah, face, you have your highlighter, then your bronzer, and then blush. Oh, by the way, this costs $39 in case if you want to pick it up yourself. They also have lip sets. I almost thought about going or the lip gloss set myself, but I find the eyeshadows more for a bang for your buck. Here's one of the cover shot palettes. I'm not sure if it's a Minimalist or Nova. That's one of them. And then there's this one, which is the other cover shots. It looks like this. I'm thinking of using this one for my look today. So let me get a move on with this look. I know it's been like a hot minute since I've done a video for you all, but things have been pretty busy on the weekends, especially because I just had my older brother and my dad visit me a week ago, and then this past weekend was, of course, Ranger Stop 7, and oh man, I had such a blast like last year because things were like, oh man, so awesome, so much fun. And it was our second year doing press. I'm gonna do the stuff with the right side of the palette because I was working hard contacting the head of us, and the good thing was I mentioned Omni at Omni Fandom Expo, since we've been doing press for them since they first started, and that got them be like, hey, well, we'll give you press passes. And all the videos from last year have been getting really good views, so we do have a ton more footage to show you. And yes, we got a lot of interviews this year, a lot more than last year. Which was amazing. With one person in particular, it was a lot more different because he was like, I want press to just go to my panel and record my panel, and if they have questions, go ahead and ask. That was John Toohey. For anybody who has not seen any of the Power Rangers stuff, watch SPD. He's amazing in that he was Doggy Kruger in that. And for anyone who has been fans of Mystic Force, he was Dagron, aka the Solaris Knight. I did pick up the Solaris Knight shirt, and he is the most awesome person you'll ever meet. A really sweet guy. And I did ask a really good question, but I want you guys to see that panel rather than have me tell you. The great thing is I did finish the panel off with that question because it was the last question. They said, yeah, your question is the last one. But anyways, a lot of the different people were really nice and everything, and I can't wait to put up the videos for you all because Gondress, since it was his first one, because he worked during the 2015 one because I only went as an attendee for that one, and then he worked last year when it was our first time doing press. doing press, which then we had to get nerdy shirts in to do the video. And it was like one interview done, next interview. It was like, oh man, never thought I would talk to all these people, even though we didn't get to interview them all. Hopefully we didn't even interview Austin St. John, which he was busy and he was away from his table most of yesterday, but hoping I could find a way of contacting him and say, hey, sorry, miss you all day Sunday, but hey, let's do it over Skype, which that's a good thing. We do still do Skype interviews. Sorry if we didn't get some of those done. I mean, get anything like that done during this past year because, well, once I moved, we were super busy and work kept me busy the entire year, and we thought we were gonna also move to a new place, but that won't wait until next November. But it was hectic. I had to unpack for most of the year. But hey, it's what you do when you move. These shadows are pretty good so far. Hoping they don't become a muddy mess, because according to Jen Love's reviews, she didn't like these cover shot palettes because after she blended them, they became a muddy mess. So far, they're holding up pretty well. Did say Smashbox is kind of a bit of an underrated brand. I remember they had those eyeshadow trios that looked like a camera lens, and I got into those, but I only bought one, which was filter. This was before I started working, by the way, and when they discontinued them, I was kind of disappointed. But they did bring them back. I almost bought 2 of them during 21 Days of Beauty, but then I thought, nah, I got other stuff to purchase after the sale, which is true. I did buy the Naked Honey palette. Which everybody loved how that palette looked on me, by the way. What else about this weekend? Oh, we did stay at the Wyndham since it was being held at that hotel. The room felt bigger than it has been before, because we stayed there years ago, back in 2012 and 2011 and 2012, because Gondress was part of the AFO Anime Festival Orlando roleplay show, and I got to stay with them in the quiet room, and and then a year after, which was 2012, it was kind of a bit of a hard time finding people the year after. And we kind of stopped going until 2015. Yes, we tried to, so hard to try to get press for AFL. Unfortunately, well, they need a bigger audience or following for each blog. But Ranger Stuff did too, which was around 1,000. But since I have mentioned how we done press for last year, and of course Omni Phantom Expo, that did help a lot, because we've done a lot of good work for the convention community, even if it meant having hardly any interviews at some of them. Trust me, MegaCon Orlando, I'm sorry. But at the other conventions, we still give pretty good work. So, hoping, well, I know it's a big leap and bound. We're hoping to go to Ranger Stop Pop Culture next year in Atlanta, because we've never been to Atlanta, and we wanted to still expand our press work to out of state conventions. And Atlanta would be not too much far of a reach at the moment for us, but we have to budget wisely, hoping if things go well. I know we could do GoFundMe's and other stuff, but if we budget it right, because apparently the hotel up there that's gonna be held at ended up selling out within the first month of the hotel being posted. I'm like, holy moly. So that means we may have to find a La Quinta in Atlanta, since that is a priced hotel chain, or a Marriott or something. So hoping if we could get pressed for that one, I would be happy. For mascara, I am going to be using the Deuce Beauty Punk Volumizer mascara that I got in my Glam Bag Plus. Good way of trying out a new product. But anyways, they did advertise really good guests for the pop culture one in Atlanta, because you not only have Power Rangers guests, but you also get anime guests at this thing, and some other people from pop culture. Like this year, they got Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel. I'm like, oh man. When Gondress saw that, he was like, wait a minute, was he a Power Ranger? I'm like, no, hon, that's for Atlanta. They have one up there. But this is who Gondress saw on the banner. Paul Schreier, aka Bolt. Jason Irving, aka Skull. And Chris Sabat, All Might. You know fun is gonna be ensued once you have Chris Sabat going around probably acting like All Might. When you look at it, All Might is kind of a bit of a ranger himself, but well, he is a superhero. So it's like, yeah, Bulk, Skull, All Might. And My Hero Academia has been pretty big. I am trying to get my Ida bag together because it's supposed to be My Hero Academia themed. I need to still get a fabric square for that one. If that's done by next August, if I remember, I think it is next August, but I am so gonna bring the My Hero Academia Ida bag with me. Not bad of a mascara. I'm hoping it keeps its claims, like it's smudge proof, it's all it does, and it does give out the false lash look. So now, since eyes are done, I am going to put my Becca under eye primer that I got in BoxyCharm a month ago. And for face primer, I am using the Tarte Shape Tape Double Duty. I think it's just Shape Tape Moisturizing Primer. I love this stuff a lot because it just moisturizes my skin. And I don't think I put enough pumps. Even though it's a little bit on the pricey side, but I got this on, on Ulta's website. And it smells so good too. Like vanilla. This was one reason why I got back into Tarte. I ended up getting a sample through Ipsy. And yes, I had this with me during Ranger stop because I ran out of my Pearlies matcha moisturizing one, and that would have been nice to have during the weekend because it was supporting a former Power Rangers villainess, aka Jennifer Yen, but she hasn't been a guest. I hope she does because I want to meet her in person and say thank you for making something for her sensitive skin. Because when I was getting kind of into skincare back during 2008, yeah, 08, this was like after Gondress's mom got me into Lush Cosmetics. My skin was very sensitive and I couldn't handle certain products. I'm using the CoverGirl Invisible Lip concealer on my under eyes. This is my favorite concealer from CoverGirl. And I did not know my skin was so sensitive, even though back when I was a teenager, my skin had so many pimples, it was not even funny. I had really bad acne, but when you're a teen, that's when it mainly happens. And my mom first I used the Neutrogena oil-free uh, face wash, that broke out my skin so badly. Then my mom had me try out a tomato exfoliating face wash, and that did not work. It made my skin worse. It made it itchy. And she was like, it's supposed to be good for your skin, but I'm like, Mom, not for me. So then once I then I tried other stuff that deals with removing hair, because I had really bad hormone imbalance where I was growing hair almost everywhere, especially on my chin. And my aunt suggested the Sally Hansen hair removal thing, cream, and that burns my skin. I even try to use it because I was a little self-conscious around when me and Gondress were dating, and I tried to use it on my chin because that's where my hair got worse that time. And oh my god, it turned my skin into a major acid burn. And he told me, throw it away. And I did. My mom got mad at me for it because it worked on her. I don't know why. It worked on her a lot better and didn't burn her skin, but it burned mine. And it took weeks to heal. She even tried covering it up with makeup, because I was also an AAA. I mean, I was studying my AA at the time. And then I started trying out some other skincare stuff, and I found out that my skin was really sensitive. And when I joined Ipsy back in 2014, around 2015, I think it was January 2015, that's when I got a sample of, I think it was a Pearlie's makeup remover, and that worked like a charm on my skin. I even had my mom try out their Blue Lotus under eye cream, both full size and sample size, and she loved it too. And when I listened to the interview, it was during Hurricane Irma that Serene Wu here on YouTube, who does Behind the Beauty, interviewed Jennifer Yen, and I did not know she was Vipra in Lightspeed Rescue until I researched who she played. And I enjoyed Lightspeed Rescue. That song is so catchy, by the way. And I even had it in my head, even though Sean C. W. Johnson was my guest this year. Trust me, it was so catchy, but trying to hear some of the other theme songs playing throughout the weekend. I like this one guy, if you probably remembered watching my interview with Mike Jin from RPM, aka Power Rangers Mad Max. That's how we refer it to. Very good season, by the way. You hear this guy singing an operatic version of the Lightspeed Rescue theme song, and that was the same guy. He did the operatic version of Power Rangers in Space and Mystic Force, because there were guys from both seasons, which was amazing. I wonder if he did the SPD one, because John Toohey was also there. But again, I did use up that primer before the convention, and it did sting. Okay, here's my honest review about it. It stung my skin sometimes. And I think it's because of some of the ingredients from some of my skincare were kind of a little bit more different from what's in there. Yes, yeah, the green tea and other natural ingredients. And of course, I was still using my formula, lunch from Checkers earlier. 1006, I was using the moisturizer because I had to keep my face moisturized before putting on any of my makeup. It was not bad for a product. I know it's expensive. I think it's like $45 maybe, or it might be in the $30 range. I have to take a look, but I was glad to still try it though. I don't think I'll buy it because it did sting my face sometimes. I think it might be the ingredients interacting with some of the products that I use skincare wise, because I also noticed that it started doing it when I started using the Touch and Soul glass skin serum from BoxyCharm. Did slightly, but not too much. I'm using the Photo Focus setting powder. One thing I don't like about powders from Wild now, sometimes I have issues blending them. Well, the Becca one, that one mist one, the Hydro Mist, blended beautifully because I just finished using that one and started using this one. To tell you the truth, guys, I am not a big fan of sifters. So I took off the sifter, and I know some people will be like, why did you do that? But the net on that Aqua Mist, that one skin mist, that Hydro Mist powder was not that bad because it did control the powder a little bit more. So that's why I have to blend in circles. Or it'll be streaky and everything. Because Thursday I did have that issue. Maybe I should just use other setting powders if I'm going to still have this issue. Okay, now I am going to be using that base palette from the set. First time using face products from, no, that's still an eyeshadow palette from Smashbox Cosmetics. see. Which one's this one? Yeah, this is the one. I did hear good things that Smashbox does make good face palettes. So let's see how this goes. And from what I remembered with how Ulta described it, the bronzer is in the middle, so I'm gonna take this area right here. And now I'm going into the blush, which is a light pinky blush. Let me go into it a little bit more. Because there are times when some blushes don't show up on the skin. And now I'll go on the other cheek. And now on to the final part, which is highlighter or highlight, which is supposed to be like a champagne gold. And now going to and now to blend with my other brushes to blend into my skin. And now final is my setting spray from NYX, which is the dewy formula. And I'm gonna fan off my face. And now for lips, I'm going to be using the new Belle in Argent. Where is that makeup bag? I found my little banana plush, but I'm looking for my makeup bag. There it is. It's it. Go on with my lip Smacker's lip balm. And maybe I should try using my NARS. Oh, I found one from Ulta. And using my Belle and Argent lipstick and Smoking on Screen. Which came in my Glam Bag Plus as well. Go and dab. And that completes my look, everybody. What do I think? Hey, this is a pretty good set, considering that Smashbox is one of those brands that rarely gets talked about as much. Some people sometimes have some issues with the, formula, the cover shots. I haven't had that many issues, unless if you probably might see it muddy up after I blend it slightly. Hold on. But all in all, I kind of feel like the formula is pretty good with the cover shots. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to close the travel case I used for Ranger Stop. Let me bring it up. Because I also had my Formula 1006 moisturizer. It's not too bad of a formula, actually. I do admit I like Smashbox. If you probably noticed it muddy up, just mentioned down below, or if you had experienced this set so far. All I have to say, I need to give Smashbox a little bit more love, especially my full exposure palette. I still have that thing. I don't know if it's still available because they did discontinue the double exposure, and I did not get that one. I didn't even get the gimmick, the idea behind it. So yeah, I prefer just sticking with the full exposure. the mascara, I am liking it so far. It is making my lashes curl pretty well. And the lipstick that I used is pretty good. If you haven't joined Glam Bag Plus, I would say try to. I guess that's about it. Also, the eyeliner I used was from Deuce as well, which is a pretty good pencil considering I had it for a while. So yeah, next set I will be looking into would be the actually the next palette I'm thinking of doing is the new Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, which, looking at the shades, they are pretty useful for me. So let's see how that goes. And I'm hoping if I get it by then, the Gigi Gorgeous set from Ipsy, because they collabed with her, and I did get the entire set, which has more face products. So let's see what happens. So until then, stay beautiful while traveling the vast universe, and make sure you follow us on Twitter, and also like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also stay tuned for our coverage from Ranger Stop 2019. Until next time, stay beautiful while traveling the vast universe. And there it is. Ow! Right on my toe. There we go.